to be able to express something beautiful is also an achievement. So whenever I made this sculpture for Curaçao, I'm glad, but then I continue. It's like there is some stream of energy that tells me, don't stop.
I think that art is a living piece. In a painting or in a sculpture, there is a kind of vibration and a kind of magic. Not magic in that way, but it's a living thing. It's a research of life. What I now put in my work.
Love is my master. Love is the one doing the work. And I, as a very limited person, love to serve love.
It's August 10th of 2007, and Jose just told me that today it's the 80th birthday of Alice Juliana in Curaçao.
Brothers and sisters writers, I'm very happy to be here among you, and I'm thankful to this organization for the opportunity to represent the poetry of my country. My name is Alice Juliana. I am from Curaçao, one of the 6 islands of the Netherlands Antilles. Our native language on Aruba, Curaçao and Bonaire is Papiamento. But what we do when we speak Papiamento is to set the sounds to a musical cadence, thus creating Papiamento's typical rhythm. In fact, rhythm dominates so much that at times the meaning of words is not important. For instance, our poems that can be compared with drum beats. We all know about the talking drums of Africa. Canta cuero caliente, canta, canta cuero caliente, canta, cuero canta, Eva Milanta, Pamilanta, Eva Milanta, canta cuero caliente, canta, cuero no punta pa' aquí, Michelanta, Michelanta, Michelanta.
And I love very much his drawings, because he always has in his drawings something like the slave is camouflage and shows himself differently to the world. So there we are already in Curaçao, and that's why we are sitting here, because everybody has something to do with Curaçao. And what I wanted to ask you, and I wanted to start with Nelson, is did you know Philip, or did you know Jose already before today?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I think I met Jose 15 years ago. I don't know, or 10 years ago. We had an exhibition together, someplace he invited me for an exhibition. And
you don't know me.
So no, you know, I met when I had my first exhibition in Curaçao. And we met each other at Gallery 86 on the stairs, and it matched. Yeah, we had a good time together.
Nelson has an elegance to him and to his work, but he's got this strong pride in his work. You can, any inferiority you would possibly have from a cultural perspective, his pride will just say like, no, be proud, look at your posture, look at your heritage, look at what you're delivering and bringing. Very powerful, elegant artist, definitely.
Hello, come on in, just have a look.
Nelson Carrillo was born in Curaçao and emigrated to Holland as a boy in the 60s. His struggle for identity growing up in all-white schools forms the foundation of his work as a sculptor today. He is committed to his African heritage, Antillean sensibilities, and the multiculturalism of Holland today.
This is my studio, this is the place, this is my church, this is where everything is happening. And mostly I'm here during the day and walk and try to be creative. This is one of my main pieces. I mean, it's the Fool's Parade, parading fools, as the artist as the observer, unveiling the mask from the politicians or the church leaders. And I use poetry, or you can also say those are the fixing lies that coming out of the mouth of the politicians. I'm not a politician, I'm just the artist. Okay. Yeah, this is actually touched by the goal. It's an archer that it's not aiming at the boost target, but it's aiming at a higher goal. So actually what they say is the road to the goal is more important than the goal itself. So that's actually the theme and the symbolism of the Olympic Games is also the symbolism that I like to express in this sculpture. In the Olympics from Athens, every country had its own participation for the artists. So I was participating for Holland. Here I have my golden sculpture. I call it golden. It's my icon. Those are my heroes. The title of it is Railroad to Heaven. Actually, it deals with the problems of the refugees who are having some bad times reaching Fort Europe. And actually a lot of people get killed during the trip to heaven. That's why I call it Railroad to Heaven. Here in Amsterdam, you meet a lot of those people who had made this very difficult trip to come here. And actually those are my heroes. You see them on the street, you talk with them, but people see them as a problem, but I see it as my heroes because what those people achieve and what they went through, it's unbelievable. And so when I look at them, I don't see them as problems, but they can achieve more than I did. You see, so that's why I call this, it's Via Dolorosa, Railroad to Heaven. It's a modern Via Dolorosa. Okay. This is my workshop. This is where I do the walking. This is where I do the welding. This is where I do the hammering. This is where I do all the craftsmanship. And this is one piece. I call it Waiting for God. And if you sit down and you can read this, I never promise you a rose garden. This piece is about fatalism. It's about fear, creating fear by fear itself. What we have to do is tearing down those walls. Well, actually, this piece is designed for a place outside that people can sit and think about certain things, right? But putting it outside, it has to be double this big, and I hope I can do it. Okay, and it's actually a spiritual place where you can sit, and actually, if you look upstairs, it's like looking up the church towers, and some people want to tear them down, and some people want to make them bigger. So that's the question that I ask in my sculpture. It's very important. It's one of my most important pieces that I make. It has to do a lot with my growing older, thinking about what life is. This sculpture, the name of this sculpture, the title of this sculpture is Identity, Who Cares? It's about identity, and if you travel in the Caribbean or South America, you're going to see a lot of busts from the conquistadores. And for me, I wanted to demonize this bust. And this sculpture is very important for me because it's the inner feeling. You have to feel I call it the fourth dimension in my sculptures. There's the demonizing the power of the negative forces coming out of this sculpture. Somebody told me that I must have been very angry when I was making this, but I'm always very scary about things like identity, because when you start about identity, you already start building walls again. You know, exclusive certain group from other groups. So I want to go beyond those walls. So this is a theme that's very much in my sculpturing, all of my sculptures. So it's a very important piece for me, this one.